say that like that.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. Okay, I will ooze wherever I like.
This one drink that's not even bad, you won't drink, and I'm confused. I am in anger.
Good for you guys. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go outside. Okay?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your host, Isaac William Joseph. Across the way from me is my best friend, Jordan Van Cleve. And this is episode number 148?
Yeah, 148.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, yeah.
2 weeks until the big D&D episode. We run it back with Dean. It was such a fun time doing it for episode 100. We do it again for episode 150. Go check that out when it comes out in a couple weeks. Ooh, so
And if you're
exciting.
watching this years in the future, check out episode 200 where we do it again.
Yeah. That tracks. So what I think is the most funny about Trump and Elon breaking up is that, I mean, okay, so they're not blatantly in the D&D one shot,
It's not even in it at all.
but there's variations of creativity to be had. And I'll just end it to that at that, you know. Look forward to the D&D podcast that comes out in 2 weeks. But this week we are reviewing the movie Friendship, starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd, written and directed by Andrew DeYoung. And it was such an intense movie. We had to wait 4 days for us to actually review it instead of actually reviewing it right after the movie.
It was certainly a movie.
It's
a movie, yeah.
a movie. There's a lot to be said about this movie.
It's a movie.
Lots of good, lots of bad, but
Mostly bad.
I mean, let's get into it slowly, okay? So, it is a comedy. It's a rated R comedy that lasts an hour 40 minutes, and the little IMDb blurb says a suburban dad falls hard for his charismatic new neighbor. That is a log line. That is for sure. That's for sure a log line.
What is a log line?
A log line is literally the most stripped down summary or telling of what a story is or has to offer. It's like the most basic premise. It's a sentence, at most a sentence and a half.
All right.
Yeah, that's what a log line is.
Sick!
And so, yeah, maybe I should have known more about this movie going into it. Maybe I should have watched a trailer or two.
I did see a trailer. Yeah. It looked fun.
I just want to say that I saw, the only thing I really heard about this movie was I saw one meme that said, went and saw this movie and it ruined my whole life. And I'm like, really? It must get really intense or something. It must be like a scary movie or something like that. And then it wasn't. But then there was not enough comedy in it for me to think that it was actually a comedy. But apparently this movie is a comedy. There's a lot of touchy subjects on it. But you know what? Before we get too off script here, let me go to my movie notes. Let's do this proper.
This movie gave me anxiety.
Let's do this proper. Jordan, say something funny. I'm going to find these notes.
So, we have a mannequin, right? Its name is McKenna. McKenna is just a play on the word mannequin. Thanks, Hope. He's not done yet.
Nope, I just found it. So, okay. What is your spoiler-free analysis of the movie. Pitch the movie, Jordan, in your own words.
In my own words.
If someone was like, "Ooh, I want to go see this movie," without
Okay.
spoiling the movie for
A
it,
B-level character from the Anchorman moves to a new house and makes a new friend, and then they break up.
Okay, that's accurate. That's pretty spot on, actually. But there is spoilers in that. You said that they broke up. Dang. Sorry.
I mean,
Guess you can't watch the movie now.
I guess technically that might be a lie, too. I don't know.
Yeah, it really was kind of ambiguous near the end of there,
Yeah.
which also pissed me off. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
Jordan, we're at step number 4 already because we've covered 1 and 2 and 3. What parts did we like?
When Paul Rudd was on screen, he really stole the show.
I think this is a one of a kind movie.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely niche. Okay, that's definitely a word for it. But I don't think I've ever in my 25 years of life, seen a movie that holds this type of energy, this type of story, if you can even call it a story. I feel like it wasn't a whole story.
I did notice while watching it, it really felt like this could have been like a TV series.
And that's the thing. So it's starring Tim Robinson, right?
Yeah.
How do we all know Tim Robinson?
That one show he's got.
His show that's I Think You Should Leave. The director, his name was Andrew DeYoung. I fully believe that Andrew DeYoung's number one number one inspiration was, I'm going to get Tim Robinson to make a movie of what he already does for a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Tim Robinson, I don't know the full extent of his range. I saw like a blip of this trailer.
That's right.
What?
Have you seen that Chippendale movie?
No.
The Rescue Rangers one? That had a bunch of IPs crossover in it.
It was a long time ago, sure.
Yeah, it came out in 2022. If you don't remember, Ugly Sonic was in that movie. Mm-hmm. Tim Robinson voiced that Sonic.
Freaking really?
Yeah. I did know about that, but I yes.
Okay.
I'd forgotten.
So, anyways, I saw a little blip of a trailer
Interesting.
that had Tim Robinson in it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Tim Robinson's going to have like a career similar to Jordan Peele, where he really blasts off into being popular with comedy, but he's going to take on serious roles. And then I saw the movie, and it was not a serious role. I mean, it was kind of a serious role, but not a serious role. I don't know. I'm told that it's a comedy, but what I was watching was depression and things that like are serious problems in the male adult life, for real, like making friends and having fatherly and husband responsibilities and not showing up to them very well and all of that, and just being a bad person in general. I mean, I think I've come to find out that my least favorite movies stem off of how likable the main character is.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you could start with a not so likable main character in the beginning, and then over time they learn their lesson and become better. That's how we like level with a character. That's how we can relate to a character, you know. But the last time we reviewed a movie that I really didn't like was what was that one movie? It was
The
a horror
French one.
No, it was a horror movie. It was a horror movie that had that light-skinned girl as the main character. Talk to me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The movie Talk to Me.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember the movie?
No.
It was where it had a mannequin hand and you held its hand. I didn't go see that with you, did I?
No.
That's right. You're not a scary movie guy. She was a very unlikable main character.
Okay.
And it pissed me off, bro. Oh my gosh. This movie. Oh, okay, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. What did you like about this movie, Jordan?
I already said that.
What'd you say?
When Paul Rudd was on screen, he stole the show.
Oh, and you liked that? All right. So what didn't I like about this movie? So I'm actually really glad that we had some days to think on it,
Yeah.
because I would have torn it to pieces if we recorded at the at the theater.
Oh yeah.
I would have torn it to pieces.
Yeah, you came out of that movie like angry, or not angry, like
Passive
sad.
aggressive and upset. For real. Okay, listen.
Upset.
Listen. Okay, if you're watching, if you're listening, listen, bro. In the purpose of why we tell stories. Why do we tell stories, Jordan? Why is storytelling a thing ever?
To teach a lesson.
To teach a lesson, but also,
To tell a story.
what about the movies that don't teach a lesson necessarily?
That's I have only got to teach a lesson or to tell a story.
Emotion.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Emotional manipulation.
I think that is part of teaching a lesson, but
Yes. Sure. There's a lesson to be found in everything, right? But in terms of why we tell stories, I don't know if I learned too much watching this movie. But it makes you feel a lot of emotions in this movie. So in terms of that, this is the best movie you could ever go watch. Okay? It's very emotionally moving, and I don't mean that in a sentimental way. This movie messes with you. It really does. Would you agree?
I don't think it messes with you, but okay. No, I don't agree with that statement. I think it can mess with you. It definitely is a interesting film. Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm plugging this in.
Okay. It's the computer. We're almost dead, though. Mister.
It went from 70 to 56.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to keep going. There is a lot of things that made it come to an abrupt ending. Like, there's loose ends. Like, actually, factually loose ends on the story. And now, the reason why I'm not going to tear it to pieces... I know it sounds like I'm tearing it to pieces now, but it would have been so much worse like 3 days ago. I promise you. But actually, I'm glad I got to sit and think on it, because I came to a conclusion, Jordan. I am taking this movie way too seriously.
Absolutely.
I took it way too seriously. Because every time we go to review a movie at the floor, I'm looking at it as a critic. You know, I'm looking at it as a person who wants to learn from everything he watches and all this stuff. But I genuinely, if you want to go watch Friendship, please don't
Bring
go
a friend.
Don't go into it being a little cinephile or bringing some expertise and expect some God tier storytelling. This is a movie where it's like, hey, Tim Robinson, do you want to be yourself?
I do think it tells I think it tells a story, and it's very good at telling it. Is it a good story? No.
You know what? I think it's a good way to put it. Because like the whole time I was analyzing, I was like, is this a comedy? Is this like a thriller? What's going on? oh no, the wife's missing. This is a thriller. This is like a mystery. But then, like, our main character is not learning from his mistakes
Yeah.
for the entirety of 90 minutes.
Yeah. It's just like every time things start doing or going right, he's like,
He's got no impulse control.
yeah.
None. Like, you blatantly are like, can you please do the right thing for once? You know? And it was kind of crazy because, like, it was almost like things were going really well. Like, oh, his ex-wife kind of, like, she's kind of into him again, you know? Maybe things can, like, rekindle. No, the dealing with the neighbor is way more important right now. I'm going to mess up this van that I just bought for her. What's going on? You know? And then there was that vision at the very end where he was the most likable guy there. Everybody was saying goodbye, and he wasn't going to jail. But then it just went back to him being in the cop car. Like, either this movie is just goofball, awkward comedy. It's for the sake of just, you know, putting Tim Robinson in a movie and him being undeniably what he's really good at. Or there's a huge message to be had in this movie. But I can guarantee you're going to have more fun watching this movie if you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Because seriously, like, I was going through the steps in this movie. It's like, oh, it's a movie talking about how hard it is for adult males to make friends. I mean, maybe it does. But holy crap, is it basically a how to not make friends movie?
I saw a quick review on it for their promotional purposes. It was like,
Okay.
They called it "I Love You, Man" for sickos. I haven't seen "I Love You, Man" in a long time,
I've never seen I Love You, Man.
but I think that is a pretty accurate statement.
What's I Love You, Man?
It's a movie. It's like a bro comedy, like bromance comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's for sickos.
Not I love
Not
you,
for
man.
us.
Not I Love You, Man. The friendship is.
Yeah, friendship is for sickos, yes.
Yeah.
We're confirmed not sickos because we didn't like this movie. I hate this movie. I'm going to openly say that. I hate this movie. I can recommend it. Yeah, go watch the movie. Okay? If you have some time to waste and not think about it too much, no way. Okay. Please go see this movie if you're into awkward comedy. I'm not going to say that it's a bad movie. There's actually some shots in the movie that is masterfully done. And there's actually a lot to the movie that makes me believe
I will say
I could do this.
The camera work was pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not like, it's not so good that it makes me doubt myself as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I could replicate this. Like,
I mean,
this makes me believe in myself.
It is just as good, if not maybe a little worse, than something you could pull off.
Don't say it's worse.
Just a
This is a
little bit.
high budget movie.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's only high budget because they had to pay for Paul Rudd.
But yeah, it's definitely a movie that encourages, at least me, young filmmakers. Young filmmakers could easily replicate this movie.
For sure.
I don't know if you have, you know, the expertise in acting that Paul Rudd has at your hands.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be a little bit more poorly acted. But when it comes to, I don't know what shot the movie, but I mean, I do have friends that have cameras that can make pictures look as good as things were in this movie. And that's not a knock on them. It wasn't a bad looking movie at all in the slightest. Pretty good score and sound production as well. Pretty good stuff there. But yeah, I think most of my hatred to this movie just is in
Tim Robinson.
the actual content of it. If I wanted to watch something like Friendship, I would literally just go watch Tim Robinson's Netflix series. I would just go watch I Think You Should Leave. If you are really, really down for whatever energy friendship brings for an hour and a half, go watch 3 episodes of his TV show. Just do that. Just do that. Like, the only thing that this movie has to offer that is different from the show is that it's slightly more world building, and it's a longer story. It's more duration, and that's pretty much it.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Tim Robinson fans are gonna freaking love this movie, though.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, though. There are some Tim Robinson bits that I do really, really like the doggy door infomercial one. That's fucking hilarious. I love that one.
The drive-through one's hilarious too.
That's the 55.
Yeah, 55 tater tots, 55 fries.
That's all right, I guess. I don't think it's funny. I just think it's like, okay, neat.
This movie, if it didn't teach me anything, it taught me that I take Tim Robinson in small doses.
Yeah, I tried watching that. I couldn't sit through it.
I am a fan of the show, but I was really expecting this to be like his debut serious role. He's in a feature film. This is big stuff.
And that's what avoiding the promotional content does.
That is. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes when you're like me and you try to avoid trailers for spoiler reasons. Don't look into movies. You know, the only thing you need to know is that who's in it and what's it about, you know.
You need to just start letting me screen the trailers first. Be like, oh, this spoils too much, Isaac. You can't see it.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Okay.
I can be down with that. You know how happy I'd be to find out that the Silver Surfer's in Fantastic Four? But we just know that? Why do we just know that? Why do we have to know everything? Why do we have to know front, back, and cover of Marvel movies nowadays before it even comes out? Like, it's garbage.
Promotional stuff.
It's bull crap.
A lot of it's
They're still going to make movies. It's Fantastic Four!
A lot of it's because back specifically with Marvel and like a lot of the stuff that gets toy merchandise, sometimes the toys come out before the movie and it ruins it and people get upset. So they're just like, let's just put it in the trailer.
You know, the amount of money they would save on marketing if they just didn't. You know?
Didn't market like at all.
Well, yeah, they can make movie posters and say when stuff comes out, but like, come on, bro. Do we need to find out everything about who's in this movie? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love like the amount of speculation there was about No Way Home. Like, ooh, are the other Spider-Man in it? Are they not in it? Are they in it? Are they not in it? And then we finally found out.
What are you
'Cause
talking about? You complained about that the entire time.
I did complain because everybody didn't shut the hell up about it until the movie finally came out. That was the annoying part.
He was awfully mean to me when we went to go see it. I was like, dude, Dustin, look at the Spider-Man plushie. It's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And Isaac was like, shut the fuck up, you fucking dumbass. You're wrong. It's a generic Spider-Man.
Why?
It doesn't mean anything.
Let the movie make you find out. Don't try to find out without the movie. Okay? That's what makes movies special. Let it tell the story. Okay?
But what if I want to know before?
Why?
Because I want
why?
to.
Why do you want to know before?
I just want to.
Why do you want to know the story before the story's told to you?
No.
That's stupid.
That's not the story.
I don't care. It's very big deals, pivotal parts in a story. We're getting off track. What's the next part of this?
This is what Tim Robinson does to you, man.
Who had the best acting? It's awards time. Who had the best acting?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, if you rate it on a scale of what was expected out of Tim Robinson, he gets at a 10 out of 10 acting.
What if it's not acting though? What if that's just
I don't
him?
know how Tim Robinson actually is. I don't know. I haven't seen like any interviews he's done. I don't see any red carpet moments. I don't know how the dude is off camera.
Yeah.
At all. Okay, but
I know who I'm going to give it to you.
What?
Give it to. You know that scene where he's in the garage at his drums, and that guy comes in.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to that guy.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. He actually it was required of him to have a big range of emotion in that like 1 minute scene.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's fair, but you know, if we don't talk about the lack of range that Tim Robinson has, I mean, at least thus far in his career, I don't know. I have never done a deep dive on Tim Robinson. Maybe I'm super wrong, but listen. This is like almost no different from how he is in his TV show, so I don't know what kind of range he is, but he doesn't need range for a movie like this. What was needed out of him, he did a freaking home run on it, and so I'm just going to give it to our main character, Tim Robinson.
You know his wife was the last Sue Storm?
Did you know that his wife was also in the movie Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that awesome Disney movie with Tim Allen where they had a superhero movie. Can we please put that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Zoom. Come on, baby. Now, that was one of my favorite underrated movies that you would only find playing on, like, Disney TV, like, late at night.
I first watched it on DVD.
I've never seen Zoom on DVD, but it's a just your average, ordinary, everyday superhero. That is like, oh my gosh. That hits me right in the
She
heart.
was born in 83.
And she looks amazing still.
She does. She's a very pretty woman.
She has never aged. She has looked the same the entire... I had a crush on her at watching Zoom as a kid.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Like, watching Zoom, oh, gosh. She might be the reason why I like gingers.
Yeah. So
She's the root
actually,
cause.
there was a bit of that meme that
Yeah.
there was that for me for this movie.
Okay.
That firefighter guy
Okay.
was one of like the big protagonists in the Arrow series.
Really?
Yeah, one of the
I have
the
yet to
mic
see
drop
it.
ones. So that was a
Protagonist?
protagonist or
Protagonist.
antagonist.
Antagonist is the bad guy.
Yes, antagonist.
I was about to say, isn't the main protagonist Green Arrow?
Stephen Amell. Yeah,
Stephen Amell?
Josh Segarra. He played Devin.
Oh yeah, just in case, Stephen Amell, if you're listening or watching,
Love you.
You are on the must interview list on the podcast. Like, you are on. I mean, it's
wanna give him a
probably
hug.
a long list, but we like to think it's a short, very exclusive list. It is the dream list, and you are on it, Stephen Amell. You need to be on the Too Many Words podcast. I'm just saying. What are you doing right now?
I was just scrolling through this IMDb.
Gotcha.
I was looking for the guy.
Okay, so, best scene. What's the best scene in the movie, bro? That is good, actually. It's a good question. I hate them all, but let's see. What do I hate the least? What scene do I hate the least?
I don't know why, but my phone got really hot all of a sudden.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I think. Oh man, what do you think? It's really hard when you didn't really like the movie.
I got it.
What?
The first time he delivered the package to his house.
Yeah, that's actually a heartwarming movie or moment. Yeah.
That first one. That's
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets for him in the story. So yeah, that's a good one too. I'm thinking. Let's see. I think I really like the moment. I mean, it's not the whole scene, but the moment where Paul Rudd's character loses his wig for the second time in the movie. It's near the end.
Yeah.
And Tim Robinson character does him a little bit of favor.
Yeah.
And he says, "Everybody get down on the floor. Do not look up." Like,
That's a really good impression.
Thanks. I don't know how to take that.
Like I mean that genuinely too.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, he does him a favor right there, so he can get his freaking wig back on, and for
It's
some
a toupee,
reason,
by the way.
yeah, his toupee. For some reason, that actually like through all of the chaos, through all of the problems, after everything that Paul Rudd has done for Tim Robinson to be genuinely still mad at him, he still does him that favor, you know, and it shows, you know, Paul Rudd's wink in the very end. It shows him that he's thankful for that. And I don't know, the movie ends, and we're probably not supposed to look too much into this story, but maybe it means that, oh, they're still kind of friends on the side.
I do wish there was like an extra like 15 minutes, just so we could see what happens.
It goes back to how many loose ends I believe this story has. Because, like, the movie ends, his ex-wife is still at his house, and he's still out to go get, like, candles.
Yeah,
Like, what's going on?
it's insane. It's just like I guess we're done now.
Yeah, it literally, like, it's almost, I mean, I don't know. Andrew, writer and director, you probably had full intention to end it like this, okay? And I'm not going to question your art. You are far more successful than I. But it does just seem like we didn't know how to end the movie. So we just ended there. But you probably did know how to end a movie, and you did that crap on purpose, and I hate you for it. But good job. What's the best shot? What?
It's time to get them lips wet.
Well, we're not even done through awards.
We're halfway through though.
Awards is like its own step.
We're halfway through the episode though.
Okay, it's time to get them lips wet. We should get like a proper soundboard and press a button when it's time to get them lips wet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said last time, I can do it on that one. I just haven't.
Okay, so
I
what
just
do we
want to
have
get
this
the-
week, Jordan?
The PodTrack P8. I want that so bad. I saw another like podcast. Like it was one of the recommended ones. It was Stephen Ogg was on it, the voice of Trevor.
Yeah.
And they were using the PodTrack P8, and I was like, I want that.
Nice. All right, so what do we have for this week's Get Them Lips Wet, Jordan?
Twilk.
Yes, we have Twix. Thank you, Jordan.
I said Twilk.
Twix flavored reduced fat chocolate milk.
Twilk.
Now, this is the second flavor in this series that is the mysterious bag that our editor, wonderful person, James Ward, brought us over and wanted us to try all of these.
The last one we tried was the Milky Wilk.
Yes, check out last week. We, what?
The Milky Wilk.
And this is Twilk?
Yeah.
Twilk and Milky Wilk. Okay.
The next one's Snilk.
Don't tell them what it actually is. Stay tuned next week when we finish the series of these weird milks that he brought us.
Snilk.
Milk. Oh my god. That's like snail milk.
All right, let's fucking drink this.
So yeah, Twix reduced fat chocolate
Twilk.
milk, ultra pasteurized, whatever. Naturally flavored. Get the hell out of here, you freaking liars.
Naturally flavored by Twix. I mean, come on.
Okay. Let's open up the cat right now.
Crack open that cold one, boy.
Yeah, except for this is not a satisfying sound. It's just tinfoil over the top. I cannot do this one-handed. Here you go, sir. All right, now Jordan's opening that. Let's get into the amazing... Oh, never mind. Stay tuned for the amazing stuff. All right. Get an initial whiff. I will say I'm not getting a lot of Twix. In the
No
whiff.
Twix in the Twilk.
No Twix in the... I hate you. I'm searching for Twix. I cannot get it.
What are you getting?
Milk. Chocolate milk.
Okay.
Like, this might be more plain than the Milky Wilk.
The Milky Wilk.
Let's try it.
This one also just smells like Nesquik.
Oh, this is more disappointing than last week with Milky Way. Because I actually love Twix.
I get a bit more toffee, a little bit more cookie, but
I am not
it's a
getting
much
any
more
Twix.
tame flavor.
Not getting any Twix for myself. I don't know how mature my palate is. Probably not.
Do you
very.
want another sip, or am I finishing this now?
I'm gonna take another sip. I need to find this.
Little bit of cookie, little bit.
You're right. There is a little bit of cookie in there, but overall disappointing. I'd probably say it's Milky Way from last week is more accurate, and I gave that like a 7, 7.5. This one,
I think so. I don't know.
This one I'll give a 6. It's just disappointing. I'd never get this again. It's not bad by any means.
It's
But
just
like,
not. It doesn't
if
really.
if you're
taste
in the
like
mood
Twix.
for what this tastes like, just go get chocolate milk.
There ain't no Twix in the Twilk. It is
That's,
good though.
That's the Twix and a Twade. Oh my gosh, we're so stupid. Well, yeah, I give it a 6. What would you get?
It's 6.
6. It's good, but it's disappointing. That's how I'd summarize that. Yeah, you go and finish that, Jordan. I'm still keeping track of my macros. I'm doing really good on my macros, by the way, guys. Not as good as exercising every day, but I'm exercising every other day at least. All right. Best line in the movie. I can't think of anything. I think the most memorable line for me was my mother never left my narcissistic father, and I'm not going to make the same mistake. The reason why I remember that is because it broke my heart. I'm like, oh, God, I know how this goes. I've been broken up with before, you know? Crazy stuff.
Having 2 girlfriends is killing me financially.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That's what the kid says.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer, bro. Having 2 girlfriends would kill you financially. Holy crap. Oh, man. But yeah, I also can't relate to the breakup scene because none of my girlfriends had the nuts to break up with me in person. And I've had quite a few of them. Crazy, right?
What's next, Isaac?
Best shot in the movie. I know immediately what shot it is because I looked at that. I was like, yep, that's the shot.
The red one?
No. It might have had a little bit of help because the score of the movie changed. It was literally just the overhead shot peeking over the police car with the flashing lights at the end of the movie. There was like a little bit of fog, but some like 80s music played, and it was just a tilt up. And I just really liked that shot.
Mine was when he like yelled at his wife in the sewers, and he's just looking up at her, and she's like red, and she's just like,
I will
"Okay,
say
you
that
smug bastard."
that is an imposing shot. Like the way she looks down at him. Mm-hmm. That's a shot that you do not forget because Jordan, we've reviewed a lot of movies at this point. There's some shots that you mentioned, and I'm like, I don't remember that shot. But this shot, that's ingrained in my face, bro. So yeah, that's a good shot too. You've been batting 1,000 for good picks on these, bro. Just letting you know. Okay.
That's what happens when we actually agree on a movie.
That's it for the awards.
Piper found the chicken.
What's that?
Piper found the chicken.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I'm putting my numbers in. Jordan, what would you score this movie out of 100?
27.
No way. That low? It's not a bad movie.
I will never watch this. I will never recommend it
like
to anyone. I will never. No.
Is this just like a likability scale, not like a technical, well-made
I
scale?
wish I could unsee this movie.
I want you to know. Okay, guys, in the middle of this movie, Jordan's like, this feels like Beau is Afraid. But anybody who's seen Beau is Afraid and also seen Friendship, we all know Beau is Afraid is 1,000 times worse and crazier. Friendship is definitely watered down if you compare it to that movie.
Yeah,
but
Beau
it
is Afraid
is
would have like a 4.
Friendship is the worst movie I've seen since watching Beau is Afraid, though, because it's not the fact that it's a bad movie in movie made standards. It's a bad movie based on how it makes me feel like I don't want to continue this day anymore.
Give me your heart score.
I'd
on
like
it,
to
though,
go.
before
I'd
you
like
do
to
your
go.
numbers.
I'd like to go like. I'd like to go to sleep now and not wake up until tomorrow. I don't care if it's like 2 p.m. kind of feeling. You know, it's a movie that'll give you that kind of feeling. My heart score. It's so complex because I think this is a really well made movie. Do I like the story? Not at all. Do I like the character? Not at all. There's a lot of things I absolutely hate about this movie. But then there's things where it's like, all right, this is actually pretty well done. Like, it's got a really good domino effect on things, you know? And there's subliminal messaging, too.
I guess, wouldn't that make it probably like a pretty close to a 50 score?
Yeah, I'm going to give it like a...
Piper.
I'll give it like a 53.
53?
Yeah. This is probably going to be my most off
We'll see.
score, though.
We'll see.
Yeah, 53 is the heart. Writing, I don't know. It's either masterful writing or it's very mid. I mean, or unless they just told Tim Robinson to just be himself and they wrote only half the script. I'm going to give this a 7. Acting, I don't know. There was not bad acting in it, but I'd give that a 7 as well. Pacing, I'd give that a 3. Pacing pissed me off. Message, there's like no message in this movie. Actually, no, I'll give it a 2. Score, I will say that the sound and score were actually the best parts of this movie. I'm going to give each of those an 8. Character, 0. Personal feeling, 2.
I'm surprised you gave it that high.
Personal feeling, a 2.
Yeah.
I do hate this movie, but this is actually the lowest personal score I've ever given any of these movies.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Jordan, you ready to do some math?
Yes.
Baby girl. Okay, let's start with the bigger numbers. 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. All right. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. What is it?
Didn't you have a 0?
Plus 0.
46.
A 46. All right. That is like the largest gap I've had in a while.
You said 50.
53. So I'm off by like 7.
Yeah, that takes the cake, actually. The highest
Yeah.
was 6. So
I think the worse the movie I think it is, the harder it is to get close with the technical score and the heart score. Mm-hmm. Just because I fight myself on, oh, this is definitely a better movie than I could ever make right now, but it's also a movie that I hate. So there's emotions everywhere. Like, I know where I sit on the totem pole of how good my movies are when I make them. And every single movie that we've reviewed is better than anything I've made so far. But when it comes to stories, I believe I can tell a better story than this story.
it's a 36.5 average. Just so you know.
36.5 average. We definitely hated this movie. I'm going to title this episode, We Hated This Movie. I'm not even going to butter it up. Like, come please find out how why and how we hated this movie. But Jordan. I I think that's the end. I think we're here. We're done.
Oh, just so everyone knows, it's Sunday, June 8th, 10:44 p.m.
Yes. I'm gonna go lay down now because I've spent 18 hours at a festival in which I'm not gonna talk about what type of festival it is. That's for me to know and y'all to find out if you're close to me. And so yeah.
I don't know why on that one, but sure. Okay. I'll respect your wishes.
Yeah. Jordan, what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
Paul Rudd for making every movie he's in halfway decent.
I dedicate this
Watchable.
podcast episode out to Fleur Cinema and Cafe, the theater that we watched it at. We didn't shoot it there because we were emotionally scarred after the movie. We just wanted to go home.
We also forgot the laptop.
He also forgot the laptop. So,
I said we.
I know. But this one does go out to Fleur Cinema. They're always so kind and accommodating and super fun to work
We
with
love
and talk
Devastator
with.
and Mallory.
Yes. You know, if we give Dev a nickname, we need to find a nickname for Mallory. GM. See, the general manager, we call her GM. No, that's a bad, that's a rough draft. We'll think
Maleficent.
about it. But
Maleficent.
hey, go watch any
Keeps
of
talking
all.
over me.
You said Maleficent?
Yeah, there you go. It's Mallory, Mal, Devastator.
It's a working title. But hey,
He hates me.
go watch any and all not so mainstream movies at Fleur Cinema and Cafe. Fleur Cinema and Cafe prides themselves on movies that are made by movie fans such as us and not money grabbers such as big corporations and giant franchises.
Not to say they don't play any of those mainstream
Yeah,
movies
they're
either.
playing Mission Impossible right now, actually.
And they played Friendship.
I mean, was that mainstream though?
I would say so, yes.
I'd say it's like on the top, the higher tier of independent stuff.
I guess it is A24.
It is A24. I mean, A24 really is just like up there now for the top indies.
That is the definition of top indie, is the A24.
Yeah. So, excuse you. 1 to 3 men. Sir?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Amen on 3.
Did you want to get it to like an exact hour or something?
No, it's sitting at 55 minutes and 34, 5, 6.
Okay, dude. 1 to 3 men.
Amen on 3.
1, 2, 3. Amen.